Today's daf is Daf Nazir Daf. So we are exactly 8 lines from the bottom. The third word on the line is Esve. So the Gemara is continuing on, going to continue to ask Kasha on Rav Dimi. Again, we had the machlekes Rav Dimi or Rav Yochanan. Do you say that heter is mitzaref le'isser? Is that only by halacha and nazir, or is that also in the kol Torah kula? Rav Dimi is the one that held that the halacha of heter mitzaref le'isser is l'gab kazayis is in all Yisurin Shabbat Torah. So frek the Gemara another kasha Rav Dimi. Eisvei abayah Rav Dimi abayah Rav Dimi. We learned in the Brisa. The Brisa says shetei kupos, if you have two big baskets of dagon, and you have tefua in them, achal shal truma v'achal shal chulin. So you have grain, you have tefua, and one is truma, one chulin. Now, f'nein shtei son. So you have two big baskets full of dagon, and then you have, and one's chulin, one's truma. And in front of you have two son. So two like smaller amounts of tefua, and one's chulin and one's truma. Now you don't know they both fell into those two piles. You don't know what fell into what. Did chulin fall to chulin or did chulin fall to truma, and vice versa. So the halacha is shnei we turn them both mutter. The kupa of truma is mutter for kayanim, and the kupa of chulin is mutter even for zarim. Why? Because you say Shani Yomer Chulin say Chulin Naflu, and the Truma fellow say Truma Naflu. Fracting Gemara v'Yisal Kadaitach Kazayis B'Chdi Achilas Pras Deiraisa. If you want to tell me that. So actually, if I care, I started off this year saying that Rav Dimi holds that Heter Mitzaref or Cholos Nim Shvatar Tzap. Rav Dimi holds Heter is not Mitzaref or Cholos Nim Shvatar. Rav Yochanan is the one who holds Heter Mitzaref and Cholos Nim Shvatar, and that's Pshat in the Mishnah Tful Yaim. However, Rav Dimi is going to hold the Mishnah Tful Yaim is going to work out the din because he's eating kazayis with the Chilas Pras, and Chilas Pras is a din of eating Chilas Pras with Mitzaref kazayis is Deiraisa. Okay. So that's a shaila, but when it's saying Rav Dimi Hataka holds the rice. So fracting Gemara now, Isal Gadaita Chzais B'Chdei Achilas Pras Deiraisa. If you're going to say Taka like Rav Dimi says that's Deiraisa, and consider what Achila Amaya Rina Shani Omer. Why do you say in this price over here that Chulun Nafla and Truma Sech Truma Nafla and you make on the Isatira? Bishleim Ludi Damina. Bishleim, according to me, Zatabai, that I say that the reason why Zara is like on Achilas Mikvah in the Mishnah Tful Yaim Bechulin because Shum Dahat Mitzaref LeIsser. This is very geshmak. You could say that the reason why we make over here going to Fishi Chulin because there's a lot of Chulin, because there's more Chulin, there's a majority of Chulin, the Kupa of Saw that fell in, and because there's a Roiv Heter, we don't say Heter is Mitzaref LeIsser. Because even if it was clear to us that the truma fell into the chulin, it would not be asma atari to the teruvis, but only the rabbanon. And since it's a suffix, we're going to make all this the rabbanon, because raiv chulin, and we'll be titled and say that the truma fell into the truma, the chulin fell into the chulin. Al yidach, but according to you, Rav Dimi, zaktabai the amre that you say the reason why by mikban and full yoim you get malchus v'shadika kazayis the achilas pras. So even if there's majority of chulin in our case over here in the Brisa by Coopers, what's it going to help if there's a raiv chulin? Ma'isa you have a kazayis dechilas pras. So it comes out that even if this, that if it's taka true that the true fell into the chulin, you have issa Torah. So how's the shaykh in Mekel? Why should you say shani yomer? Truma sech truma naflo. Charetz shayla v'is neraisa. Amar later, if Dimi told Abaya, Hanachal Truma Mizman Azeh, even Truma's Dogam Mizman Azeh is only Chiv D'Rabbanan. Why? Because Kedushas Ha'aras is Batal, and Mela, even if it's clear to us that Truma fell into the Chulin, you will not be even as a Torah. And therefore you can make them be Torah at Truma Sech Truma Nafla and Chulin Sech Chulin Nafla. Because Truma Mizman Azeh is only D'Rabbanan. Zogte Gemara, Amar le Abaye, fragt Abaye, Nocha Kasha to Rav Dimi Memai, the high mishras leheter mitzarf le'isser. How does Rabbi Yochanan know at this that it says on the pasuk mishras anavim lo yishta is coming to teach you heter mitzarf le'isser by isser nazir udasa. Dilma litein tam ke'ikar udasa. Maybe it's coming for the halacha, the din of tam isser as a din like ikar. That even if it was nivla, a tam of yain and a meichel and mashka, the halacha is as a din like the isser itself, and the nazir gets malchus in it. But hetem starf le'isser, even by isur and nazir, it won't be mitzarf. So frekta baya is really asking a kasha of Yochanan. It seems like, how could you say that this that says mishras and norms come to tell you that hetem starf le'isser by nazir? Maybe it's coming to tell you din tam ke'ikar, and Nazir gets malchus in it, but hetem starf le'isser. Who says hetem starf le'isser? Even by Nazir, maybe you don't say that. Who said mechteis b'chal come there halacha? So Zakti Gemara Abaya, Zakti Gemara Vayter, Ula Abaya. Gemara is asking like the Abaya, me karka kasha by the Gemara of Dimi. The last bunch of kashas were on Rav Dimi. The Rav Dimi said that you say hetem starf le'isser only by Nazir. Commoisive like calling on Tifton, we asked, and Abai asked all these kashas on Rav Dimi, and he wanted mechiach that not only by Nazir you say hetem starf le'isser, even call her and Hadar Amar le'lid tam ke'ikar, and now he's going to be chayzer, and he wants to say that mishras should come tell you tam ke'ikar. It's come to us a feeling by Nazir, even by Nazir you don't say b'chlal hetem starf le'isser. More wants to know what's going on here with Abaya. It was mashma that he was okay the whole time saying that there is a din heter mitzaref le'isser, at least by Nazir. So the Gemara, Basa Deshanale, after Rav Dimi answered all the kashas Abaya had on him, and Rav Dimi wanted to say that all over, and Abaya wanted to prove to Rav Dimi that all over Kol Yishun Shabbatar you say heter mitzaref le'isser. So Lamaisa, from Rav Dimi's Chuvas, Abaya agreed that you can't be mechiach like that. And Amar Lei told Rav Dimi, Dilma lited tam ke'ikar udasa. How do you know B'chalal is then? So now I knew all that kol you don't say heter mitzaref le'isser. So now it boils down to just by Nazir. So then, once it boiled down to that, then Zakta Gemara Abai came along and said Mechtesi, it's come to tell you heter mitzaref le'isser even by Surah Nazir. He questioned even that ikar halacha because Tanya, like the Brisa says, Chol mishras hanavim, it says like Yishta, the Torah is going to tell you litin tam ke'ikar. The Brisa says, the first Brisa, Shem shara hanavim amayim v'yeshma tam yain. If he soaks his hanavim in water that has mayim, and the mayim has a tam of wine, Yechayim, the Nazir is chayim malchus on the drinking of the kazayis from the water, because the mayim becomes ikar isser itself, and it's also when it gets chayim malchus. It's chayim even a kazayis of water, even if it just has a taste of wine, and we can at the done kol yishurim b'Torah, and from here, from this din and Nazir, you go down the kal v'chayim to all yishurim b'Torah, that all over in the kol Torah kula, you also say tam ke'ikar. And you'll say like this, Uman Nazir, that the Isser Kal, Sha'eni Surah Isser Olam. The Isser Yain is not Isser Olam, it's only Kfiyas Man, the Nazir is Makab on himself, it's 30 days or whatever it is. Ve'eni Surah Isser Ano, it's not Isser Ano, it's just the Isser Shtia, it's Isser to drink. Ve'yesh Heterli Surah, and Mater is Isser Yidei Shilas Chacham. And b'chol zos you say asa boy tam ke'ikar. The Torah says that it has a din at the taste. The tam has a din ke'ikar iser and it's aser. So ibezoi klai karem. If somebody planted klaim and it's karem and it's grew, and it should be aser. Why she sur in iser olam? Because that's a iser olam. Visur iser ano, and it's iser ano, so it's more chamer. Ve'ein hetel usurin, and it's not shaykh to be shayal on that iser of Klayim, like it is shaykh to be shoyal on this or naziris. So ain't din she asked me tam ke'ikar. But who adin la arla, and who adin you can say like this, and bizel, even you can say kal v'chaymer on arla. Why? Because it's more chamer than nazir b'shtayim in two ways. Why? Because isser anah, and also there's no heter for its isser in the first 3 years of arla. So ibezoi vaiter frekt abaya mechatesi that to Rabbi Yochanan to learn out that the din heter mitzaref le'isser is even by Nazir. Maybe he's just coming to tell you the din of tam ke'ikr, and maybe you also have a kal v'chomer to other places called students of Torah. So like Gemara, Amalei Humar Rabbanan. So Humar Rabbanan told Abaya, Rabbi Vo that said this in the name of Rabbi Yochanan Kika Amar. When did he say to Rabbi Akiva that holds that heter mitzaref le'isser by Nazir? He said it to Rabbi Akiva that holds heter mitzaref le'isser by Nazir, and that brisa that brings that you don't say heter mitzaref le'isser, and it's teaching you the din of Chomesh was teaching you the din tam ke'ikr. So the Gemara, that's not shitas Rabbi Akiva, that is shitas Rabbanon. So it's taka two different shitas. The Mishnah is this Rabbi Vo said the din of telling heter mitzaref le'isser going with shitas Rabbi Akiva. The holds heter mitzaref le'isser by Nazir, and the brisa is talking about tam ke'ikr is going shitas chachamim. Zok Gemara, hi Rabbi Akiva. Where do you find this Rabbi Akiva? Ilema Rabbi Akiva the hacha Rabbi Akiva the Mishnah Lamadal Beis the Tanai Rabbi Akiva Imer Afilu Shar Pita B'Yayin V'Yesh B'Kedei Tzar Kazayis Yechayev. The Kavana in the Mishnah is that the Yayin of the Pasuk Starf because heter mitzaref le'isser. Zok Gemara Mimai. Who said? How do you know to say that? Dilma who the Ikka Kazayis Be'ina. Maybe the nidin in the Mishnah is a whole different nidin. Maybe you have the Yaim if Ne'asma has a shir kazayis, and this Rabbi Akiva said Kedil Tzar Kazayis is because the Yaim is balua on the pas, and you have to mitzaref the pas and eat it together for a shir kazayis. Zok Gemara of Chitema and Oibazoi Maila Meimer. What's a chiddush? If Taka has a shir kazayis, of course they chayiv since you drank a shir. So Gemara lafuke mitanakama da Omar achishter revi'is yayin. Maybe that shita of Rabbi Akiva would come la'afukir tanakama that would hold that you're not chayiv on shesiyas yayin until you actually drink a revi'is of wine and it cannot be mixed in bread. Rabbi Akiva is coming to argue. I'm sorry, that you have to drink a revi'is and not a kazayis. Rabbi Akiva is just coming to argue and telling you that no, the shir is kazayis, but his chiddush is not shar pita because it's taka shir kazayis. But it's just like fuke, the shita of the Tanakama, the hold that the shir is revius. So Zakti Gemara, Ella, Rabbi Akiva de Braisa. We take a find that's Rabbi Akiva de Braisa. Tanya says Zakti Gemara, it's not. So Zakti Gemara, the din of heter mitzaref le'isser, it's not mistaver to say that it's Rabbi Akiva from Lamadal, because maybe over there there's taka shir kazais. It's not a real din of heter mitzaref le'isser. Zakti Gemara, Ella. Rabbi Akiva de Braisa, Rabbi Akiva de Braisa. Tanya Rabbi Akiva, I'm another sharp pita b'achadais pasim miyayin. You're chayiv, and you see clear the din of heter mitzaref le'isser by surah and nazir. Zaktim or Ravaita. Amalei Rav Achabri the Rav Avi the Rav Ashi. Rav Achabri the Rav Avi told Rav Ashi the Rabbi Akiva the Kamukum le'lahai Chomishras le'heter mitzaref le'isser. Rabbi Akiva that's in the pasuk of Chomishras is teaching you heter mitzaref le'isser by surah and nazir. So for the Gemara leading tam ke'ikam and all, where does he know the halacha that Cholashun Shabbatar we say that tam Ke'ikr is aser. Something that has a taste like the ikr iser, it's aser. It's like the Gemara Yalif, he learns out basar b'chalav from the fact that basar is aser when it's cooked with chalav together with milk. It's like the Gemara lav isn't the chalav nivla in the meat, which is gur in the iser. Tam ba'amu l'char, it's a stam, it's just a taste. And still you see the aser. Why? Tarot says that it's considered the tam is aser like the ikr. So hachanami, it's like the Gemara leishna, and all Yisurim in Torah you learn out from there. It's just like basar b'chalav, and it'll still be aser. Al tam kikr. It's like the Gemara Rabbanan I learn out a tam kikr from mishras and not from basar b'chalav. So the Gemara, basar b'chalav, the Gemara, the Rabbanan can't learn out from basar b'chalav. Why? The chiddush, this din is a chiddush, and therefore, because the Rabbanan would hold that the din of basar b'chalav is a chiddush, and therefore maybe you can't learn out the kol Torah kula because maybe it's talking about basar b'chalav. The Gemara, my chiddush, what's talking the chiddush? If you want to tell me the halachudei shari, v'halei aser, because chalav is mutter and basar itself is also mutter, and it's only aser when they mix together. and you don't find such a type of is like that. So maybe that's the chiddush that it is. It's like Gemara, Klayim Nami Halach Shar Halach Shar by Klayim also. Each one is mutter for itself. It's only mutter also is mixed together. So why would that be a chiddush? You find Klayim same things like Gemara. So what is the chiddush by Bas B'chalav? Ella the Itar leKuli Yom B'chalava. If you soak the meat in chalav a full day, shari, it's mutter to eat them in atayra, even though the milk has a taste of basar, a taste in the basar. Shari umavashali bashuli, asar. So if you soak it a whole day, it's going to be mutter min atayra. Bashuli, but once you cook it and do more than just soaking it, then it's asar. Why? Because the Isser, specifically Bas V'chalav, the Torah Aser is Dafka Derech Bishul. And therefore, says Akdamar, that's the Chiddush, that Bas V'chalav is only Aser Derech Bishul, and not Stam to soak it. So therefore, since this Isser is a Chiddush, you cannot learn that from any other places, the Tam Ke'ikr, and that's the Shittas Rabbanon. That's taka why they can't learn that from Bas V'chalav. However, the Gemara Rabbi Kiva does learn out. So, in fact, the Gemara Rabbi Kiva Nami l'chayr Bas V'chalav is a chiddush. So, how could he learn out the Kol Torah Kula did of Tam Ke'ikr? Zok the Gemara, taka good kasha Ella Yalif Migiule Yavicharim. Kiva is talking going to learn out from this Torah Aser Isser that is balua in a kli of a Yavikachavim. That what? The Torah says, the Amar Achmana, by Mechemes Midyan, by the shalal that the Yidden took in the Mechemes Midyan, that Kol Davar Sheyave Be'esh, the Pasuk says, by Midur Parak Lav, Pasuk Lamanal, Pasuk Chav Gemal, Kol Davar Sheyave Be'esh, Taviru Be'esh V'Taher. So the Pasuk come to explain that any kli, any utensil that is normal to be used al-yidei eish. So let's say a pot or frying pan. So if you want to kasher that kli, the Torah is telling you, you kasher it, you put it through a fire, and then it could spit out the blius of Isser that it has in it. So Zakti Gemara, Lemeimer Dasiri. So you see that be'etzem what the beliefs will be aser by a utensil yicham. So Gemara Gulei v'cham lav time ba'almahu. Is there anything really to it? There's no mamashas to the iser. It's a clean pot. It's just aser because it has some sort of blius. The aser hachanami Zakti Gemara by Sur Nazir and also in the Torah leishna. It's not different from Gilui Chavim, and just like with Gilui Chavim, we say that maybe it has a tam in the thing, it's Ikr, it's Asr. Like the Ikr thing that wasn't, even though there's no Mamashas, so too you'll say in Kol Torah Kulim, we'll learn out from this halacha of Geulei Nachrim that a tam is also like a Ikr. Although l'chera there's no tam in the metal, but you don't actually taste it by Gulei Nachrim, but I guess that's taka limud. Even though there's no mamashas, you don't taste it, it's nothing. Still, you say is a isser like an ikr isser of whatever they got used for it. You usually got used the fachaz or whatever it was. So, l'chera it's kal v'chaymer. If something has a tam of isser, then it's also. L'chera that's the vart pashas. Zokting Gemara Baiter. So Rav Achas, Rav Ashil, Rabbanon, and learn out the Kol Sunsha B'Torah Tam Ke'ikr from Mishras that says Gabi Nazir and Nami Tape Glue. Why doesn't he also learn out B'Gulei Avichavim like the Gemara just said on Rabbi Kiva? So the Gemara, Rav Ashil told Rav Acha that the Rabbanon hold he can't learn out from B'Gulei Avichavim. Why? Because Hasam Nami Chidushu. The din of B'Gulei Avichavim is a Chidush. It's a Chidush that Torah Aser Kalim Chavim, and you can't learn that. What's the chiddush? The B'chal Torah Kula, and all over in the Torah, if there's blius in a kli, noisin tam lefgam, it gives in whatever it's cooked in there tam lefgam. It gives it a bad taste. Mutter, the tafshol is mutter. V'gabi gule v'chavim. Aser, even a tam pagam is aser, with Torah aser, a tafshol, the spashal, and the kli of chum, even though you waited overnight for the kli, or 24 hours, whatever it is, l'maisa it's still nifgam, whatever's belua on the walls of the kli, and it's a skalkal, and there's nothing else you could do about it. So that's why Zak the Gemara, it's a special, it's more of a cheshbon chavim, because technically blias, there's a dimes leis that it could technically be mutter by regular blias. So for Gemara, kiva nami lachar, how can you learn from guli nachrim lachar? It's taka a good point. It's a chiddush. Hachidushu, then guli nachrim is a chiddush. So Gemara, Amar Rav Machia, Dr. Machia, Rabbi Kiva is going to hold that last or Torah Elakter Basyam. Torah Taka did not aser to Mishtam Shan Kli V'chom without a goa, only the Kder Basyam, a pot that the goy cooked in that day. The lav nois in time nifgam, because it still was not nifgam. There's no chiddush in ta'aseret. And therefore, he holds you can learn out from that specific halach, because that's taka not a chiddush. Because not nice talafgam. It's like Gemara Rabbanon that say that you can't learn out from Gula Nachrim because the chiddush. Like Gemara, they hold Keder Basiyam and Nami. Even a Keder Basiyam that you cooked in that day, Yeshalei Pagma Porta. It's not Yitachan and not. It was not Pagam. There was no. There's no Pagam at the time of Isser a little bit, and still you see the Torah Asas Balua. It's a chiddush, and you can't learn out all the clothes from Torah, and therefore we had to learn out the din of Tam Keker. B'chol Torah kula from Mishras, loit derabanan. So l'maisa you have b'chalikas derabanan or Kiva, whether the din of nois tam lefgam of tam ke'ikr is learned out from Nazir, like derabanan, or is it learned out from Gi'ulei Nachrim, like Rabbi Kiva? So Zag the Gemara Vaiti. Now the Gemara is going to take a step back to the din of heter mitzaref le'eser. So we said before, the Rabbi Yochanan holds that according to Rabbi Kiva, heter mitzaref le'eser specifically only by Isurei Nazir. So for the Gemara, Amal Rabbi Acher b'der Rabbi Avi l'Rabashi. Rabbi Acher b'der Rabbi Avi told Rabashi, l'chayra midrabanan, from the Shittas Chama learn out from Mishras the din of Tam Ke'eker, and Nishma l'Rabbi Kiva. You hear the Shittas Rabbi Kiva. Why? Lavam Rabbanan. What did Rabbanan say? Hi Mishras Anavim. It says by Nazar, lead the Tam Ke'eker. It's going to then tell you the din of Tam Ke'eker. Mikanat Don the Chol Shin Shabbatayra. You learn out all Shin Shabbatayra from here. The Tam Ke'eker. So Zakti Gemara, Rabbi Kiva Nami. I say Rabbi Kiva also Kamukim Lahai Mishras Lahetem Starf L'Isra learns out this Mishras Anavim is telling you Hetem Starf L'Isra Lema. So why didn't he say that you should learn out the heter mitzaref le'isra all cholos Torah? And why does Rabbi Yochanan say, even according to Rabbi Kiva, ain't heter mitzaref le'isra shara sujub Torah? The Chori, why didn't you learn out from Nazir? Zakti Gemara Amalei. Rabbi Ashi told Rabbi Acha that the reason why later Rabbi Kiva you can't learn a heter mitzaref le'isra cholos Torah mission to have a Nazir v'chatas, because Nazir and chatas both of them the Torah said heter mitzaref le'isra. Is Shnei Ksum Abon Ke'echad. The Torah comes to tell us these two psukim Chol Shnei Ksum Abon Ke'echad. Anytime the Torah says this din, two parishes by two dinim, Ein Malam, then you can't learn out to another place of Binyanav. Rather, Adarabba will say that the Torah said in these two places to tell you that Dafka here and not in any other places. You would not be able to learn out to any other places. So Zakti Gemara, that's why Rabbi Kiva holds you can't learn out that Chol Shin Shub Torah Hetem Starf Le'Isser, and Adarabbi, you'll just say Nazir and Chatas, the Torah said in those two places, and Chol Shin Ksum Abach and Habon Ke'echad Ein Malam. So Zakti Gemara, what are these two places? Nazir, the Makor of Hetem Starf Le'Isser, Hadamar, we said it before, Kiva learns out from Mishras. So Zakti Gemara, but Chatas, what's this Chatas thing? Where do you see that the Torah is marba that Hetem Starf Le'Isser? Zakti Gemara, the Tanya learned in a Brisa. It says in the Parish of Kar Chatas, Layikra Parak Vav Pasuk Chav, says any davar meichel that touches the basar is going to become kaddish. Because it says yachol, it says ashayiga, so yachol is like the Gemara afilu loy bala. I might think even if it didn't swallow from the chatas, just touched it, it should have a din like a chatas. Any meichel touches that even it's just naga, even if it's not baleya. The Gemara Tamaliv b'sara to tell you achi bola b'sara, it has to be a blias. And also it says yikdash to tell you lias kamaya, and it has mamash a din like it in its kaddish, just like a chatas. Shem psulahi, if the chatas is puzzle, if let's say it became puzzle because it was pigel and nicer, you puzzle. See, even what it was belay, but even the blias that went on with it is also puzzle. Kshera, the chatas kosher te'achol kechamer shabbat. And if the chatas is kosher, so even this, the blias would have a din like the chatas chamura that's mutter ba'achila all only to zechak kahuna, it's only mutter to eat lefnim min aklam, and also liyav v'layla. So kum tois, that the Torah is talking b'chatas over here by chatas. This is where you see the halacha that heter is mistaref is also by chatas. Zok the heilig gemara vayt. There are abanon and there are abanon that do not learn out like a bechatas, the din of heter mistaref le'isr. So even although the shitz are abanon, you learn out from mishras that tell you that it's din tam ke'eker. The chori you don't have shnik suma ban ka'echad. Why? Zok the gemara tzrichi. You don't have the din of Shnei Ksum Haban Ke'echa Benazir B'chatz tell you al Tam Ke'eker, and you wouldn't be able to learn out one from another. The Ikas or Achman of the Torah only said the din of Tam Ke'eker Ga B'chatas, only by Chatas Havamina Nazir Le'osim Minei. You not learn out Nazir from Chatas. So Nazir Mekachim Le'alfini. You can't learn out Dini Nazir from Dini Kachim. Because kachim is more chomer than chulin, and it's yitachan that only by kachim the Torah was machmer and tell you time didn't time ke'eker. I was thinking about nazir, which is chulin, maybe the Torah wasn't machmer, so therefore the Torah would have to tell you also the halach of the time ke'eker by nazir to learn that from Mishras. Ikas rachmana legabi nazir, how many nazir leifina? I would say you not learn out chatas from nazir. Why? Because you find that nazir has a bezunder chumrah that chatas doesn't have. The feel charts and aser lay, because the nazir is aser even the charts, even the seed and the shell, even though it's not derech achila. So hokach le'asim inay. Therefore, you can't learn chatas from nazir. So that Torah had to tell you an additional din of tam ke'eker by nazir inside the chatas. And you can learn out from inside the Shava, the Chol Torah, to tell you that there's a din tam ke'eker. And this is the Gemara said before in Lamed Zayin, Amar Aleph, that the Chacham learn out from Nazir to Choloshin Shabdor tam ke'eker. The Gemara meant from Nazir and Chatas with a tzad of Shava, because with Nazir itself, you could ask Mal Nazir, it's Chamer Shafil Chartz and also like. Also, you state in Rosh Lamaisa. So Zok the Heilig Gemara for Rabbi Kiva that says a Nazir Chatas Shnei Kesum Ban Ka'echad, and therefore Rabbi Yochanan says that you cannot learn a Hetem Sarflis and Chol Asur Shabbatayra. So fracting Gemara Amalach Lamai Tzrichi. Why does he need to have both psukim? So I understand why you now learn out nazir from it. Why the chum mekachim legamrina? Because you can't learn chum mekachim. Mekachim is more chamer. Halichter Rahman am nazir taste chatz when they learn out chatas. The koloshin shabbatayr gamri min nazir. Because you can learn out all shin shabbatayr from nazir. So learn out chatas also. So Karchach from this the Torah said had to restart for Israel Nazir Mechat is coming to tell you specifically that Shnei Ksuma Ban Ka'echad ve'em alam, then you can't learn out. It's like the Rabbanon Amri later, Rabbanon will tell you that if you'll say like the Sfar Rabbi Kiva you can learn Achatz from Nazir, so then you'll say that the reason why this is the reason why you don't have Shnei Ksuma Ban Ka'echad, because the pasuk says like Abichatas coming to tell you how to mitzaref le'isr, and you don't learn out l'chal Torah kula. Why? Because chul mekachim le'garminan. You don't learn out chul mekachim. You don't learn out the chul and chumras that are said by kachim. Well, mishras that said l'gabi nazir is coming to tell you tam ke'eker. We cannot done l'chal shishim Torah tam ke'eker. Rabbi Kiva it says it's like the Rabbi Kiva it says. You can't learn that from Nazir. Chol Torah Kula holds. Tarvayu, both psukim by Nazir Mechatas. Leheter Mitzarf LeIsser. Both psukim are said. Leheter Mitzarf LeIsser. V'havalu shniksum b'am ka'echad. The shniksum b'am ka'echad. V'chol shniksum b'am ka'echad. Ein melamdin.